Hey folks, this is DHotDog85 from Beyond Recognition Gaming. I've recently come across a pretty neat feature while checking out the newer AMD cards, so I thought I'd throw together a video to give you an idea of what's going on. So XFX now has a feature where you can change out the fans with various colored LED ones or back to the stock ones at your leisure. They've dubbed this feature as Hard Swap. It's currently available for the RS and GTR models of their 470 and 480 cards. Don't worry too much about remembering the exact models though, as you'll see with Hard Swap in the listing if a card does have it. But how it works is the removable fans and the cards themselves each have contact points that press together when the fans are in place, and the fans themselves are held in with a couple clips that are on opposite sides of the fan's frame, so you don't need to worry about losing screws or pins or digging around for a screwdriver. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. To remove a fan, you just unlatch the clips and pull the current fan out, which I find it a little easier to unlatch one side at a time instead of trying to do both at once. And to put the new one in, you just line up the contacts on the fan with the ones that are on the card and pop it into place. A couple side notes though, take a second to check that the clips all latch properly when installing the fans, as they don't always snap in on their own, so you may need to give them just a little extra nudge, but once they are in place, the fans are pretty solid and shouldn't be shaking loose. Also, sometimes the frame gets a little bound up in the shroud when you're lifting a fan out, so you just give it a little wiggle and it should come right out. This shouldn't be as much of an issue when the card is mounted in a typical tower, where the fan is actually hanging from the card instead of sitting down in it. So the cool thing about this hard swap feature is you can change the accent of your color pretty much whenever you want. There aren't any permanent changes that you can't revert back from, like painting a particular part or cutting away at things with a Dremel, which obviously you can still do if you really want to. But with this, you don't have to worry about having an issue with the card not being able to RMA it, as it's a stock feature and you aren't pulling any of the warranty stickers off. Plus, you're not hunting around to find a card that matches your build's theme because you're not stuck with the colors the manufacturer chose. It's pretty much your choice what the accent color will be, except for the black of the shroud and the backplate, though black typically goes with most things. But changeable shrouds might be a next step for this whole in-warranty mod thing, so hopefully XFX is taking some notes. Another thing is that fans do wear out over time, even the best ones, and fans can randomly die and usually do it at the worst times. That's not a problem here though. Just pop open the case and swap out the dead fan even while the system is still running. With about 2 minutes of tinkering, you're good to go. You can worry about warranty replacements when you're not busy. Also, throughout the video, you may notice that when the fans are out, the heatsink is actually exposed. This makes it much easier to clean the fins. Plus, the dust won't be caking up underneath the fan frames, since you can just pop them right out. As you can see, I have set with white LEDs. They also come in red or blue. There are more colors on the way according to XFX's product page. Not sure what colors exactly, as they haven't announced that yet. But yes, you heard right, solid colors. There's no RGB, which can be a bit of a bummer for those of you that are into that. You don't have the millions of colors at your fingertips, and you can't show off that cool rainbow pulse thing when their friends come over. But personally, the most I usually do with RGB stuff is play around with it for like a week, get bored of it, and just settle on a color and kind of forget about it. So the lack of RGB isn't a huge loss to me, as I pretty much get most of what I want out of what's available already here anyway. Plus, flashing lights and ADD don't mix too well while trying to get things done, so yeah. But with RGB becoming the norm these days, it definitely would have been a nice touch. Which, speaking of the LEDs, I really like that they're mounted in the center of the fans instead of sharp points of light around the edges like most case fans. That, along with the frosted look of the blades, gives things a much more even glow. As for the price, they go for 20 bucks, which at first I was a little unsure about, but when you consider that most decent case fans can be $15, $20, even $30 a piece, and you're getting 2 in the box, that's actually quite reasonable. They're supposedly available at most places that sell graphics cards. However, I don't see them listed at Best Buy, Fry's, or Walmart's websites. That may change soon though. Plus, I haven't been to the actual stores to look. They are available at places like Amazon and Newegg though. But here in the last scene, I wanted to give you an idea of what the lighting is like in the case and in the dark, as this is how we'll mostly see them anyway. The fans are easy enough to change while the card is in the case, even in the dark. Just be careful not to stick your finger in a spinning blade like I did during a previous take. You won't lose a finger, but it doesn't feel the greatest. But that's pretty much it. I quite like what XFX has going on here and had fun playing around with it. I'm hoping this whole modding without voiding the warranty thing catches on, as there are a lot of us that love to tinker but don't want to lose that protection, so it would be really great to see this sort of thing grow. But I hope you guys enjoyed checking this out with me. I definitely enjoy sharing things like this with you, so thanks for watching and have a good one.